Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We're going to talk a little bit about theft in the game. Pickpocketing is a great thing because you can get the 5-finger discount from the merchants in the game. Now, some of the merchants have some really good stuff, but you may not be able to afford it or want to afford it with gold. This will save you the need for using gold altogether because you will simply get it for free from them. Now, one of the first things I tend to do is add all the bonuses I can to Asterion. And note that your guidance lasts 10 turns. So before it runs out, you want to get yourself in position to do what you need to do, which is to get into a spot where... Oh, come on. Get into a spot where you can take the merchant with stealth. Now the merchant moves around a little bit here in the goblin camp, and you can see where she can see and where she cannot. You want to stand where she cannot see you, go into turn mode, and then go into hiding. Once you do this, you can now steal from her. Now before you do it, you should save, because oftentimes the die roll may not work in your favor and you can end up having to reload. But generally speaking, once you have this screen open with theft, you can now pick and choose what you want to steal. The more valuable the item, obviously the harder. You can see the difference here. If this is the white, that's pretty tough. Green is easier and red is very tough. But it doesn't mean you can't do it, it just makes it harder. Now with all the guidance and bonuses, my first attempt should be pretty easy. I used the Bardic Inspiration. Let's take a look at my check here. So I got a 14 plus 4 for proficiency. Only got 1 on the Bardic roll, which is kind of sad, but it worked still. 1 from the guidance and 4 from the dexterity modifier. Difficulty class was 21. I got a 24, so it was a success. Now, with something that's much cheaper and easier, for example, let's say we want one of these. See invisibility, empiric touch. So let's say dark vision. Notice how much easier it is. The target is 5, but the actual number isn't 5. If you look at the actual check, the difficulty class is actually 13. So the 5 isn't your target number. That's just a basis for how difficult it may be. But the actual check difficulty class is going to be higher than that. But again, I rolled an 18 versus a 13, so I got it without much of a problem. Now, once you've successfully stolen the item, don't stick around. You need to get out of there. So you can unstealth. Don't leave the turn base just yet. Get as far as you can first. Then, once you exit turn base, understand that the merchant will know that they've been pickpocketed. After a few seconds, they're going to look for you. So you want to get as far away as possible so they don't accuse you of being the thief. Out of sight, out of mind is generally how this works. So get out of sight. Notice someone's been in my pockets. That's the view range. Notice she's going to start looking around. Whoever did this may still be here. That's the next thing they do. They start searching for the culprit, which is you. And if they see you or your party members, they're going to accuse you, and then you have to go through dialogue and try to convince them you're not the guy. But if you're out of range and they can't find you, after searching around a little bit, a few seconds later, she resets. So now you are once again able to go back and do the same thing over again. Chuck. No, not Chuck. I don't want to talk to you.
Like it's well be done.
I want the guidance.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Bardic Inspiration. Come on, Asterion, before it runs out. Now, she moves around. When she stands over here, you cannot do anything because she's not going to be in a position where you can get behind her where you can't be seen. So unfortunately, I have to wait and hope that she walks back over. If I wait too long, the guidance is going to disappear. Notice it's going turn by turn and going down. So if she doesn't come back within a certain amount of time, you have to go back and get the guidance again, or just rely on the bardic inspiration and leave it at that. Remember, guidance lasts 10 turns, but 10 turns can go by pretty quick when you're standing around. I still have it. Oh, I lost it. Alright. So, back to the position where she's able to be pickpocketed from. I'm going to once again go in stealth. We'll do our save real quick. And I'm relying purely on my bardic inspiration for this one. And I'm going to try to get another hard one. This one again. Whoop, success. I like it. And we grab a potion too. So again, the checks are passed. 19 difficulty, I rolled a 21. 11 difficulty, 27. Now, there are other things. You can rinse and repeat this and basically get everything from the trader if you want over time. But again, the bigger the pile of stuff, the harder. See, this is a much tougher one versus this little hammer is much easier. So it's really your call which one you want to try for. But the more attempts you make, the more chances you'll fail. Don't forget that too. You can, however, steal as many items as you want in one shot that you feel comfortable getting away with.
Over here.
And then just make sure you run away on time. Technically, I don't have to be this far to get away with it, but I'm doing this just so I'm definitely not discovered and I don't have to deal with it. So now Asterion has acquired for himself the Gold Wormling Staff, the Monster Slayer Glaive, the Blooded Great Axe, and other things using the 5-finger discount, meaning you have now acquired thousands of gold worth of items without having to really pay for them. Morally objectionable? Sure. But in this game, with the rate at which you gain gold and the rate at which you're going to want to buy items, if you don't ever use the 5-finger discount, you may not be able to access some of the good stuff in the game. It gets more interesting later on where merchants may be in a position where they're always surrounded by someone. You may have to use other techniques such as command spells and other ways to pull them out of position and then immediately steal from them and then immediately run away. But by that point, your character will be higher level and have more access to other items that'll help you do that. So that's a whole different discussion when we get to that point. But this is basically it. The 5-finger merchant discount, which I've been utilizing extensively in this playthrough because I wanted to see if I can do this without spending all my gold. And this way, when you get to the later parts of the game where you need 20,000 gold, 5,000 gold for a statue and other things, you'll have that gold ready to go instead of having spent it on gear that you needed to get there. So I hope the video is helpful to you and explain the basics of theft and pickpocketing and how to get away with it. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel and would like to see more of these videos, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get notified when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.